Hello YouTube, this is AugustusLarch. I just got out of the shower. I do bathe. People say I'm a hippie, and really hippies are only doing sweat lodges and letting their dreads go and stuff, and I'm totally anti-green. You can look at my vlogs, and people just don't know me. They just see the long hair. The reason behind the long hair? Protection. I live in Northwest Minnesota, and I like to ski during the winter. I'm active outdoors, so I grow the long hair. Big deal. And I'm almost naked. It's because I just took a shower, and I had the muse got a hold of me. I got directed by my muse to make a vlog, so here I am making a vlog. And this vlog is all about objectivity. Do you understand what that means? I always ask myself, why do I struggle? Why do I struggle? And you know why I struggle? Because the world out there, the population, people watching YouTube, look around the world, look around and see that a lot of people are conditioned for subjectivity. And because you're not close to a dictionary right now, I will explain it to you. Subjective is using your own personal aspect and personal feelings to make a judgment on the world. Objectivity is using a wide array of sources, taking a composite of the whole collective sense of things and then making a judgment. And I've always been one to make an objective judgment, just because I think it's better. I prefer it because it works better. But just because it works and it's effective doesn't mean it makes my way in the world any better. In fact, it makes it worse, because there's a lot more people with a larger budget and have more time with the subjects than I do. And your subjects, when you're speaking, when you're saying that you're subjective, you don't even know what it means, but most people are. They take everything personally. They only take information. They listen to all of it, and whatever seems like clicks with the most people, they choose. So they're very much of a victim of, they're ripe to be a victim of propaganda, aren't they? And most of them are. But you will find some subjective people who don't jive with the propaganda. So it doesn't, but it's so rare a case, really. And being objective, that means that against somebody who's objective and against somebody who's subjective, the person who is objective will always win. Just check out the 1960 presidential campaign, Nixon and Kennedy. And those debates, Kennedy was much more versed in argumentation and much more well-rounded and well-read than Nixon, and he won the election, mostly based on those debates. And you know why? Because Kennedy was objective. He took himself out of the picture personally. Most of the things that Nixon builds in his world, how he interprets his world, is through himself, very subjectively. And Kennedy had the benefit of a good education. I had the benefit to be ignored and isolated. So my best friend in high school was a CD-ROM. That's another vlog, you can watch it, it's already posted. But I have pretty much, because it was the only thing I could do, I spent a lot of my life on my butt reading time. I've done a lot of reading and I've read a lot of good stuff. A lot of classical literature, where you learn skills like rhetoric and logic. Yeah. And when you use the rules of argumentation, the formal rules of argumentation against somebody, it's like completely outclassing them, and that's, in the rules of argumentation, that's also a no-no. You want to look for mutual assent, but someone who's got the sophisticated tools. Sophistication. I happen to be a sophisticated person in my thought and my action. And the thing about what sophistication means, we got a vocabulary list starting here. Sophistication is applying thought to your actions, thinking a lot before you even consider doing something. And then you got the consideration thing as a stop, as like a regulator to what you actually do, which is judgment. So here we have it. So people hate, the world has been conditioned to hate the person that's right. If you're objectively right, Watch for the personal attacks. Here they come. Because people feel trapped. People are animals just like any other animal. And when you corner an animal, their brain clicks over into that reptilian fight mechanism. So horrible. And I sit there and I don't even need the fight mechanism. I can use the flight, but I'll disengage. Is much different than running away. I'm a fencer, and the disengage is the best. When somebody's coming with your blade on you, and they expect to hit your weapon, all you do is move your weapon and strike them. That's a disengage. You didn't do anything but drop and touch. It's called a disengage. You disengaged their whole movement. People hate that. They see it as critical. Fear comes into their head, and they say, people hate somebody who's right. Watch the original Flight of the Phoenix. It's a pretty good movie. The remake's a piece of garbage. If you see the Flight of the Phoenix, get the one with Jimmy Stewart. And in that, there's a model airplane person he's an aviation engineer. He's an aeronautical engineer. He actually worked in the world of commerce, and he worked and got paid as an aeronautical engineer, but he only made models. And Jimmy Stewart is like most people, subjective. I'm a real captain. I fly real airplanes. This guy who plays with toys isn't gonna get the better of me, but the guy did, because Jimmy Stewart was a pilot but not an engineer, and this guy was, and he built their airplane. And he said, and Jimmy Stewart finally came down to it, I just hate that you're always right. Damn right people hate when another person gets the better of them consistently. And I'm an INTJ in the Myers-Briggs Traits Assessment. You can look that up, the MBTI. And we're pretty much introverted by force. We didn't arrive in the right place. I arrived in the middle of the far Midwest, a place where people complied. They followed the status quo. They didn't become a high poppy, which is an Australian term, lopping the poppy. The original Sean, you know what lopping the poppy means, don't you? You can leave it in the comment section. But I'm telling you what, this vlog is about objectivity and how I'm objective. And there's no other way. I don't know how to be subjective. My personal person, I'm not a very successful person. I've had to struggle my entire life, and most of these because I expect people to be at the standard I hold myself to. I just assume they're gonna be that way, and when I find out they're not, I don't find it out way too late, and I put up this barrier inadvertently between me and the other person. That guy's sophisticated. He thinks high of himself. Totally the opposite. I have an inferiority complex. So I might overcompensate a little bit. I might come on a little strong. Sorry about that. But I put a lot of work into what I know and what my mantra is about the world. And it's pretty sad that a person like me who is in the physical conditioning and mental conditioning and cares about the world so much, and people just rip on me out of spite. Why do they spite? I don't spite. I don't understand that. Why are you doing that to me? You don't understand? So leave it in the comment section if you can help me out with my dilemma. How I can get this kind of key to the world, like a legend or something, that shows me how to deal with all these subjective conditioned people. There's been a lot of money and time spent on conditioning the entire population into being an easy market to sell to. Sell ideas, sell products, sell their way of life, the way they want you to have your way of life. Stuck in that trailer house, surrounded by electronic gear.
I'm not trying to slight you. See, there's a little bit right there. But that's what I see out there. I see all these people, and they're just looking for the next moment instead of realizing that they can condition themselves to have a long-term plan and have a mission in the world. But they just get so trapped in their own selves and being subjective. Can you help me rescue these people from the maelstrom? If you can, leave something in the comments section. Thank you for watching YouTube. This is AugustusLarch.